accidentally hit record. Okay, so we're recording.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I said, dog. It's like you never listen.
Sync, I guess. Sync. I'm not too comfortable, but when am I ever comfortable when we record? I'm literally never comfortable when we record.
Dog, where's your jibbies?
I took them off, actually.
Might be falling out.
That's one of the reasons why I took it off. But
my croc hose is loose.
Okay.
Hey,
well,
besties.
that's one of the reasons why I took
starting?
it out. I'm just speaking, bro.
No.
That's one of the reasons why I took them out. But I also took them out because I think I grew up a little bit. I'm not a fan.
Too mature.
I'm just not a fan of that anymore. I think I like the clean, and when I say clean, I mean regular dirty white Crocs.
Dirty white Crocs.
If you want to see.
Oh, mine are filthy. Mine are much worse.
Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh, a game fell.
The record player's cursed, bro.
Everything's cursed. Every time we hit record on something breaks. I think it might be time to get some new ones. Do you want to smell?
Can I?
Maybe if you're good. Maybe if you're good.
Depending on how this recording session goes, maybe I'll let you sniff the Croc.
When you become a father,
Mm-hmm.
are you like looking forward to hitting your kids?
Looking forward to beating my children? No. I don't think I'm.
Don't you just like you don't get those like thoughts of just like, man, I really wish I had a child to beat right now,
so I could beat them.
Yeah, just so you could just be like, just a little bit.
Wow. Right in the kitchen.
Yeah, just
no.
In the face.
In the face. So it'll leave a mark that's
just
visible. Punch your daughter with all your strength.
Daughter, son. It doesn't matter to me, you know. See, we have to take you to improv school because you're supposed to carry that on.
No, I'm not gonna play along with child abuse, bro.
Whenever I throw scenarios at you, you're always like, no, I wouldn't do that. You're supposed to never say no, bro. You're supposed to carry it on.
God, never say no. Yeah, that's how you get me too. This is gonna all be evidence, Gilbert.
I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Can we start for real?
This is it, bro.
This is not it. This is not it. We had this
hi everybody
rhythm and maintaining before we pressed record.
Well, I wasn't even gonna press record, but my finger slipped and I accidentally. This is it, bro.
No,
this is it, bro.
Do it.
I'm not starting it from the beginning, bro.
Do it.
This is good banter. Because if we start again, I'm not just gonna say "Welcome back, baby." It's just
I'll do it.
I'm not gonna keep it in.
Oh my fucking!
I'm gonna keep this in, bro.
Jesus, no.
Who's the one incriminating themselves? Me or you? You. Exactly.
How long do you think it's gonna take for me to find a solid record player?
I don't think very long.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're pretty accessible at this point.
Yeah.
I mean that brand that I got, Victrola or whatever it's called. Yeah, they cater to the beginner listener. So they're just like, $25 record player, and they're portable. You could bring them. They're Bluetooth.
Take it on a picnic. Is this a Victrola sponsor?
If they want it to be, hell yeah. I mean, I'll sell myself for anything really at this point.
You're gonna be running ads for the KKK.
Do they advertise?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a KKK?
They're looking for new membership at all times because they're not advertising to us per se.
Imagine watching just like 7:30 news and you can get a KKK ad. That's a good point if you're on Fox.
Mm-hmm. But that's my first experience with a record player, and that was pretty cool. But I got
a record player, everybody.
Yeah,
to the people that don't know, which is everybody.
Really exactly play anything.
It's over there. Copyrighted. Yeah, I can't show you. I can't play anything because
the vibes immaculate.
Pretty cool. I got a very good deal. I got I essentially just got the record player for $25, and I got a whole bunch of records for free. Come on. Yeah. There's some Russian there. There's a bunch of Halloween stuff.
Creepy.
There's
a lot of Halloween albums. That makes us think that it's
American
cursed.
Graffiti soundtrack. That's pretty cool. I really like that soundtrack. It's really good. Steve Martin, for the Steve Martin fans out there, which I'm a huge Steve Martin fan. I could recite every line in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Wait.
No, I can't. That's not
Williams.
It is, yeah.
Dang,
was he not
bro.
was he not a woman in a movie? Steve Martin. That was Robin Williams.
I don't know.
What was that era about of just men in fat women outfits?
Because it's like a trans person? That's preposterous.
That they should come back.
I think they're playing it as jokes. I don't know.
Well, Medea's still a thing.
That? Yeah, but
you know what's funny? You know what
I don't think anyone respects Tyler Perry as an artist.
I don't know. I think he's a pretty cool guy. You know.
He might be a cool guy, and I don't even agree with that. But it's his plays and movies are basically minstrel shows.
What I like about Tyler Perry when he does Madea now is there are several times where he just doesn't do the voice anymore. He'll just say shit in Tyler Perry because he's like, I'm just here for a check. I don't care. Like,
yo, the hair and makeup department.
That's a lot of that's. I mean, it's still like it looks bad, yeah, but. That still takes like a couple hours of him just sitting in the chair. So he's just like, fuck it, I don't care.
It looks like they slapped the wig on his head.
They could,
couple of hours in the chair.
I mean, they still got to put his fat on him.
Oh, you're talking about Madea. I'm just saying overall.
Oh, of all of them.
Yeah.
What about Mrs. Doubtfire? Looks pretty good.
No. All the Tyler Perry movies.
All the Tyler Perry movies. Wait, so what are you saying now? So you saying Madea looks...
No, I think Madea is some of the best hair and makeup that Tyler Perry movies have.
Oh, you mean as in the other characters?
Yeah, like have you ever seen a stressed black woman?
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean now.
It literally looks like they just go like this to their hair after they go through a turmoil or tribulation.
Okay, I see what you mean now. On that note, welcome back, baby. This is episode number 38 of the DOOMCAST podcast. The greatest podcast ever made. Jesus Christ himself made it.
JC, Sky Daddy.
The man above. He blessed us both. He cursed us, honestly.
Yeah.
In order to push out this task of being able to make this podcast for everyone listening, everyone who wants to listen. Speaking of the people who want to listen, there's been a bigger number of people who want to listen recently. Within the past month, we've thank you, Radiator. I really appreciate you for turning on now, but it's fine. It fits because we're heating up. You know what I mean?
Come on,
it's pretty good. We're off to a good start.
Okay,
episode 38. This is gonna be the best episode of this podcast.
Yeah, but that's every new episode. Every new episode
it just gets better and better
and because we're growing.
The last episode of this podcast is when we're on our deathbeds because we're both gonna die at the same time.
You're gonna die. I'm not dying. I don't know what is he talking about.
Okay, well, you're gonna like a star. You're gonna explode and you're gonna become something else.
Yeah,
like you're just gonna
dissipate throughout the universe.
Exactly. But me, I am a mere mortal. So. But my spirit will still carry out through the world, but nobody else can see me. So therefore, we can't continue the podcast.
What if we get reincarnated?
Then Doomcast season 5365. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or that'll be the real Doomcast season 2 after we reincarnate.
It will truly be our doom. You know.
Can I get another? Oh my god, that's amazing.
What did I say? Episode 38. This is the episode where the real shit happens. This is where the podcast starts. Actually, you know what? Welcome to the first episode.
Welcome to the first episode ever of the DOOMCAST podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I would say welcome back, baby, but this is the first time they're seeing us.
Welcome, baby.
Yeah. But that's with any podcast, right? Of course, we have our returning viewers, our loyal fans, but there are a lot of people who are seeing us for the first time right now.
Well, like what Michael Jordan said, he always wanted to give his all every game because he knew that somebody up there in the fans, that was their first time seeing them. So
that man needs therapy. I mean, and we said that time and time again. LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Should we bring that back? Remember we used to say that every episode?
No.
I think we should bring that back.
I think it's a bit excessive. But I don't think Michael Jordan would be half the player that he was if he got therapy and counseling. Spite seemed to be his core motivator, but it worked.
It sure did. It sure did. So in this episode...
Maybe we need to start implementing that. Like we're gonna succeed.
I already have that. I hate everyone. I want to be better than everybody, bro. It's time for you to grow up, honestly.
Yeah. I need to take the jibbies out my Crocs.
Exactly. You need to mature. We didn't talk about that. We talked about that in the last take.
They get the gist. They feel it.
Do they?
I don't know. You want to hold it back up? So he had various jibbies in his Crocs.
Is that what they're called? Jibbies?
Yeah.
I thought they were gibbets.
I don't know.
Nabbits. Grinkos. I took my little jewels, my little crown jewels off of my Crocs.
Yeah.
I had a Spider-Man, I had a Captain America, I had a G, and I had a Pokeball. And on the left one, which I won't take because it starts to smell.
And it's also, the same thing, a blank Croc.
It's also a blank Croc. I don't even remember what I had on this one. I had Sonic. I had somebody.
Yeah.
I had a man in a white robe that was pointed this way, but it wasn't what you're thinking about. It's a popular character over in Japan.
Yeah. What's his name?
I'd rather not say. I can't speak Japanese, I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher it, bro. I don't want to be disrespectful,
Yeah, to the Japanese.
Exactly.
To the Japanese.
So, what's going on, brother man? It's been a while.
It's definitely been a while. My new semester has started at BMCC. Oh my God, I think this is probably the most difficult semester that I'm experiencing and the least connected I feel to school. But that's neither here nor there. Yo, you good, bro?
I'm trying to muffle the sound.
But by just you destroying the bag, you don't think the heat's affecting it?
No, it's a good bag sponsored by Canon.
Yeah, and I kind of got sidetracked, but we're gonna get back to the school. But I'm really excited for when we eventually are able to get brand deals because I speak very highly of the brands that I do enjoy and do like. When I recommend things to people, it sounds like an advertisement. So yeah, hopefully one day. Well, we have Fatal Grips though.
We do have Fatal Grips.
Sponsored
by Fatal Grips. This episode is sponsored by Fatal Grips. Link in the description. You get 10% off anything in the store.
Anything,
whether that
any
be
item,
thumb grips, controller grips for the new PS5, the new Xbox.
Don't they have controllers as well?
I don't think they sell controllers.
Check the website if they have controllers because you can get it for 10% off.
They might have introduced new controllers. I mean, listen, they're the jack of all trades. They're the number one grip brand of all the brands.
So
and
if you need that
listen, I'm a
grip.
man of I know grip. That's for sure.
Okay.
If there's anything I know, it's grip.
Yeah. I'm
a man of grip. Mm-hmm. So what were you saying about school, dude?
So it's the calc I'm having the biggest trouble with, but it's math. My brain just isn't wired for that. But the other, which I'm surprised that I'm having trouble, is script writing. I think I can write very well, but I'm at a loss for ideas. So maybe we could actually come up with something here. It's very broad, but I just need 3 to 5
writing
pages.
For just a story and script writing is just like.
It's different.
It's two worlds.
Yeah, I
for
agree.
sure is. I mean, you definitely have to have a different mindset. I mean, I could fucking give. I could tell Stephen King to write a script, and he'll be like, "Man, it's gonna take me a minute." But then if I tell him to write,
his skills might transfer.
Oh, for sure. But writing for a story and writing for what are these scripts for? Just like, are you actually making them like on behind the camera, or are you just writing the script to just read them out and be like, "Yep, this is my story. Give me my grade."
Maybe if it's good enough, we film it.
I'm down with that idea.
Yeah. But we need an idea first.
Well, I'm not the one that needs the grade, so.
Dang, I can't get any help from a friend.
Well, I mean, is there like something they throw you at, or it's just like this is your free will?
And I feel like whenever I have prompts where I have complete creative control, it's a bit more difficult. Like, can I at least get some? Like,
Well, maybe you should do hallucinogenics.
I'm all for that, dude.
Maybe you should make your own acid rap, and then fall off immediately after.
Speaking of hallucinogenics, I've been attempting to grow mushrooms in my basement. Don't worry. They're just the food kind. Yeah. I can't grow it in my bedroom so I could be breathing in spores, become Last of Us 3. Are you crazy?
Do they have to be in your basement? Do they have to be indoors?
Yeah, because it's too cold outside.
Okay.
And they'll die immediately. Okay. But I failed. They dried out.
It was too cold.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to try again sometime in the future, eventually.
What type of mushrooms?
Like, it was lion's mane and blue oyster.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really excited.
How does that start? Where do you buy the stuff needed to grow mushrooms?
There's specific online shops for it. I bought mine off of Etsy.
That's good. Yeah.
and good reviews, good shop. Everything was going good, but I simply didn't follow the directions, and now the fungi has died.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
Well,
highly tragic.
Maybe just get them next time.
Yeah, we'll get them next time.
I mean, Etsy's pretty cheap. You could just buy 100 boxes. Maybe start your own business. Start your own mushroom selling business
for both of the blocks, because it's a block of mushrooms. It's sealed in this bag, so all the spores are contained, and you make a slit, which I cut wrong. I cut into the block and not just the bag, so I essentially harmed the block. And then
you're not a real slicer.
I'm not a real slicer, dog. No, or I'm too real of a slicer, rather.
Okay, sure. I mean, I like to think the former, but sure.
Of course. And then you just continue to spray and water it, and then the mushrooms will grow out of it. We'll get them next time. I'm almost positive.
So do you think next episode you'll have some mushrooms? Can you guarantee that?
I said no. I can't guarantee that.
Okay.
You see how you making broken promises to the viewers?
I'm not. It was a it hasn't touched my mouth since Christmas, bro.
Terrible.
And I said I wasn't gonna fulfill that promise. So
he didn't even try to.
I did. For the first week, I was like, man, I'm gonna try and learn this, but that shit's hard. So if anybody wants to teach me how to play the ocarina, I'll be so down. I wouldn't be down. That sounds annoying. Just learning an instrument, learning a language. That's just that is you have to take so much time.
I try with Duolingo, but it's not it. I think the only way you really can learn a language is if you're immersed in the language and everyone you're interacting with is speaking that language, whether it's in your home or you're in that country.
Watch some Telemundo, some Mexican television. Live with Mexican grandparents for, I'd say, a good 4 to 5 years.
You don't speak it.
I can understand it, but I can't speak it fluently. Yeah. Pronunciation is a problem with me.
You gotta have that tongue posture.
Which I could. I'm a good roller, bro. I'm a good tongue utilizer.
Let's hear it.
I can show it through noise. I could show it through other things, bro.
Dog, we're not there yet. Maybe eventually we'll launch the OnlyFans.
Another thing when you speak Spanish, it's very fast. It's very fluent. It has to come off the tongue in less than 2 seconds. Dang. So that is another.
You don't think in Spanish.
No. I have to really when people speak to me in Spanish, I have to just process every single word that just came off, every single letter that just came off their tongue, because they always speak it so quickly, especially the Dominicans, bro. Dominican Spanish is insane. Shout out to Dominicanos there, though.
It's a lot about Dominicans is insane. Did you ever see the on Twitter, Jesus Christ, the two guys in the barbershop?
Yeah, I filmed it actually.
Shaving his back.
What's funny is that those two guys, I've known at least 4 different Dominicans that look exactly like those two dudes. Yeah. And they're either barbers, they're barbers, or they're friends of a cousin of a whatever. Yeah. So shout out my Dominicanos, my Puerto Ricanos, my Mexicanos, that's it. That's all I want to shout out. Yeah, only them.
But speaking of languages and accents and learning languages from TV, WandaVision.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good transition.
It's been a while since we last were recording the podcast, and I think episode 1 and 2, 3 and 4.
We did 1 and 2. We did 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
We did 1 and 2.
3?
No, we only did 1 and 2.
So
only 1 week came out.
But now next week is the season finale.
By the time this comes out, the show has probably already ended, and you already know what's going on. Spoilers for Wandavision
episode 8,
episode everything.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, go right ahead, log into your Disney Plus, whether it be from a friend, cousin, neighbor, a homeless person down the street who has access to a Disney Plus account, but no house. Shout out the government. Yo,
America is so ghetto, and it's being proven day in and day out. That's
the new trend. This is the part of the DOOMCAST timeline where every episode we talk about the past blunder that America has done. I think for the past like 4 straight Doomcast episodes, we've talked bad about America because of something they've done.
It's ridiculous.
So we're at this point in the Doomcast timeline. I can't wait to see what's next.
We're getting highly political. This is the political era.
Everybody's favorite.
So, but would you like to do WandaVision first or that?
I don't give a fuck, dude.
Let's start with WandaVision. So, wonderful, incredible. I think episode 8 was the best episode.
What are you gonna start off with first in WandaVision? Are you just gonna talk about the show as a whole so far? I think we should start about
sure.
Okay.
I would like to hear your opinion because you said you wanted to leave off
first 2 episodes, I was like, man, this is a solid starting point. Nothing really happened. I'm kind of bored.
I agree.
But I would assume, I would hope at some point something is actually just gonna grab me, you know, by the neckerchief, you know what I mean? And oh boy, has that happened. What was the first? I think it was episode 4, episode 5, where it kind of like went into the real world, and then they introduced Monica as a person.
Yeah.
And
she got dusted. That was episode 4.
Yeah, and then
Return from the Death.
And then again, spoilers for everything. And then when Quicksilver came out,
well, we're gonna talk about
whoever that
Pietro,
is. Sure, yeah.
Said. Jesus Christ.
And it definitely has gotten better. I at this point, I'm just like, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. I am enjoying the show. I still have my issues with it, which I should have wrote down because I can't really think of any at the moment. But yeah, I think it's a very good, solid start to the Disney Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I said last time we talked about it, I said this has just made me that much more excited for Captain America, Winter Soldier. Loki Doki, and I never cared about Hawkeye, and I still don't care about Hawkeye.
I do care about Hawkeye. I don't really care about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, if I'm being completely honest.
That's kind of racist, dude.
Yeah, I'm a pretty racist guy.
I like to think of myself as a pretty racist guy,
but I am thoroughly enjoying WandaVision. My family, we all watch it together. I'd say for the first 4 or 5 episodes, I watched it by myself, but now I've been waiting. And we've been watching it as a family. My mother watches infinitely more WandaVision theory videos on YouTube than I do. It's actually shocking for her birthday, because her birthday actually falls on the season finale. She wants to have a big watch
She
party.
west to invite Elizabeth Olsen to watch over. And
Elizabeth
actually,
Olsen, Paul Bettany, if you're seeing this, can I get a shout out for my mama? It's
speaking of Paul Bettany, he said like a couple weeks ago that surprise cameo, this actor I've been waiting to work for with my entire career, and everybody's just been like, is it gonna happen this episode? Is it gonna happen this episode? Who could it be? I know he's not talking about fucking Evan Peters or whatever his name is, the dude that played Quicksilver, or maybe he's just messing around. Maybe he's just like, the person I've been waiting to work for is actually me. Because I love working with myself.
So here's the thing about that. You cheeky bloke, right? That's... While I think it's possible that that's the case, Elizabeth Olsen still said there was a Luke Skywalker level cameo.
Now, when I first heard
that's not the White Vision.
When I first heard that, I was like, that's probably not going to live up to that, because... You're comparing Luke Skywalker to whatever freaking character you could pull out. Like I'm saying,
and the thing about the Luke Skywalker, didn't that kind of put like a timeline on it? Because it was like with the Mandalorian. I haven't watched the Mandalorian. So
no, there was always.
Oh, you knew like when it was happening.
You always knew since the beginning. This was right after the first movies ended. Got it. So you were like, okay, Luke's out there somewhere.
Yeah, but now he's here.
But now he's there. He was in the so. Out of the characters that they could have pulled out and been like, hey, look, he's here.
Well, that's the thing. So, and when I tell you I have scoured the internet for WandaVision theories, like I watched plenty of theory videos.
You're a good scourer. I'll give you that.
What are you trying to get at, bro?
I'm giving you a compliment.
Does it have to do with my race?
No. Actually, continue with WandaVision.
I think that it could potentially be Magneto, right?
That's the easy answer.
That's the easy answer, and I think that would have the most impact. But what I'm realizing with WandaVision, it seems like they're not going to have any large impact on the whole continuity, right? When you look at since episode 8, when you look at what's happened thus far, it's mostly retconning Wanda's origin.
I've noticed that.
They're sorting out the whole mutant deal. Now it doesn't seem like she's a mutant, but she's a witch. And we were expecting mutants to be brought into the MCU, but rather WandaVision is introducing witches. And there's not the Doctor Strange and the wizards aren't the only magic users, and there are different variations of magic, right? But hey, I doubt that because I think it's just laying down the groundwork for other things. Like if you look at Monica Rambeau, right? They introduced Monica Rambeau, but has she really shown off any of her powers?
No, we haven't even seen her in like 2 weeks.
We might go into it for Captain Marvel 2. That might be
would make the most sense.
Oh, lady from WandaVision, right? I think the cameo could be potentially Blue Marvel, and that she has that connection with Monica Rambeau. That's an aerospace engineer. I would love for John David Washington to be Blue Marvel. That would be incredible. I doubt that,
also
but
be
it's also
really hot.
People wanted Denzel to be Blue Marvel. He's mad old, bro.
Shit, that hasn't stopped him in the past.
He's too old. All
right. But, respectfully, yes, I agree.
Give John David Washington his shine. Give him his chance. Denzel's already huge, right? But
Denzel is huge, bro.
Okay. I think it could potentially be Hank Pym, maybe even, because he has his origins tied to the Vision and Wonder Woman, and the Grim Reaper, which they had Easter eggs
again.
for.
And like I said before, as soon as Elizabeth Olsen said it's gonna be on the level of Luke Skywalker, I was like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
I agree.
I
agree. But I'm just saying, spitball.
And that's not just me being a Star Wars boy, but
once again, we never know, because WandaVision's episode 1 through 8 have been phenomenal. So I don't know. It could be Professor X. Doubt that. But Paul Bettany said the cameo isn't Evan Peters or
let's think of it. Let's think of it in Paul Bettany's eyes, right?
Yes.
He's another Brit.
Yes.
So wouldn't he want another Brit to be?
Not necessarily.
I think so. Yeah. Why would he care about Americans? Let's be honest here.
And that's the thing about it. He's worked with Sir Ian McKellen in the past.
Okay, so that he said that he's never worked with. He's always wanted to work with.
Maybe it's younger Magneto. I forget his name.
Michael Fassbender.
Possibly.
That would be kind of boring, but sure.
I liked Fassbender's Magneto.
He's okay. I don't know.
I feel like old Magneto and old Professor X, excellent. It's hard to top.
I'm surprised you haven't brought this up, unless you haven't seen the video, which I would be surprised if you didn't. Mr. Sunday movies, if you watch them.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, one of them was like, what if it's Baron Mordo?
That makes sense.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't think that would be a Luke Skywalker level cameo. Jesus Christ, that would be disappointing. That would be very disappointing. But it would make sense because
it would make sense. Yeah, it would make sense.
He wants less magic users, and Agatha is clearly doing some type of unethical magic. That was the most frustrating thing for me about episode 8, and the show has been a bit of a frustrating experience for me because I feel like every episode it leaves you with questions, and in the next episode tends to raise more questions than it answers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Episode 8 answered a lot of questions though. But
how so?
Just like we were like, who's the mailman? Is that Cicada Mephisto? Is it really Agatha, or does she have some type of thing puppeteering her?
Who do you think's the bunny,
what
bro?
Did Wanda do? I think that it is her husband Ralph or her son Nicholas Scratch.
Because it's not
a bunny.
It's not a bunny.
Because witches have familiars, and her familiar in the comics is a little black cat. But maybe they didn't want to.
It's not a real bunny then, because it ate a bird.
It's a witch thing, definitely. No, but her familiar in the comics, it was a little black cat, and it transformed into this big monster type thing, kind of like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. But Catherine Hahn, excellent actress.
She's good. I don't know. Every time I think of her, I think of Step Brothers. You've never seen that movie,
yeah.
Where she's,
but I mean, in my eyes, as superhero comic book character, she's 2 for 2. Female Doc Ock, and usually people don't like gender.
I didn't know that was her until recently.
Oh, she killed it though.
Yeah,
she killed it. When that reveal happened, that was one of the high points of that movie for me. Initially, like,
it's a pretty good scene. Yeah,
that's crazy. Beautifully executed reveal. Beautifully executed reveal for Agatha. It was Agatha all along. I think the show has had really good jingles and theme songs, and I think that might be my favorite for the show this far. But overall, WandaVision has been just a pleasant experience, and I have high hopes for the rest of the Disney Plus shows, because I didn't. You know, I was hyped from the jump, but I honestly wasn't expecting this level of writing. Some of the quotables in episode 8, what is grief but love persevering? That's some pretty good writing. Bro.
I think several times, and you haven't watched Mandalorian.
Yeah, I haven't.
But I realized that watching Mandalorian that I sometimes forget that this is Disney that's funding this. Yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, this is like a cinema level show
Scorsese.
That's on my TV right now. And I'm like, how could they do this? Oh wait, it's Disney. They have all the money in the world. So what do you think is gonna happen at the last episode, bro?
So
who's gonna die, bro?
That's an excellent question. And at this point, it's like predictions.
The viewer dies.
Who can? But I mean, a lot of people accurately predicted Spectral Vision, Ghost Vision, whatever you want to call them.
Are we gonna see a Westview Vision versus Spectral Vision?
Oh, definitely.
Fight scene.
That's every Marvel fight scene. A clone of the.
Hell yeah, dude.
I look at Ant-Man, look at Black Panther, look at Iron Man.
White chocolate Vision. I just want to take a bite, bro.
Vision does not. Speaking of take a bite of Vision, people are really thirsting after him on Twitter. I think we need a vaccine. His
regular cyborg version, or like when he's a human in a sweater vest.
Cyborg version.
That's a little interesting. Cyborg I tweeted that. I was like, I don't really like. Wanda looks at him and she's like, I want that.
He's like, oh yeah, that right.
But it's more deep emotional because he's the first one that's like.
And I think they have excellent chemistry.
For sure.
All the other romances in the MCU have been like kind of
shoehorned in. I agree.
Definitely Black Widow Hulk. That was Black terrible. Widow Hulk, they dropped that though. Nakia and T'Challa, that was good. I think that was good.
Yeah, there wasn't really much of it but it didn't need to be. I agree.
And who else?
Happy and Aunt May, bro.
Oh, forced. Entirely forced. Oh my god. Even to an extent, Peggy and Captain America. It was sweet. It was I didn't feel like they had the chemistry.
And I got you. Sharon and Captain America.
Oh my god,
that was forced. That was forced.
And I think what they might do to get away with the whole incest thing, right? Because it's like, wait, that's your wife's niece. What's going on? But I think she might be a Skrull.
They could easily do that for sure.
I think she's top of the list of candidates of people who are Skrulls. Definitely Sharon Carter.
Well, there's not many. I don't know. I think we've kind of went. That's not true.
People are saying War Machine because how you go from Terrence Howard to John Cheadle? What's going on there?
I was gonna say. I think we're past the point of one of the Avengers could be a Skrull, but that's not true because we still don't know how long Nick Fury's been a Skrull.
Exactly.
But it would make sense as a non-important character as Sharon Carter to be a Skrull. Nobody cares. Nobody really cares. But
why was she here? Respectful.
Didn't she have her own show though? Sharon Carter, the show.
Peggy Carter had a show.
She wasn't a part of that. I remember seeing her in something.
I didn't watch that, and I think I only saw like the first 2-3 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
There was more than 3 seasons of that show.
There was a lot of seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Only thing I know about that show is Ghost Rider was in it.
Yeah, and
the Mexican Ghost Rider.
I fell off that. And he's much cooler.
He is much cooler.
I fell off the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. train way before they introduced.
I never started, so
it was okay.
Do you think they could bring that show back?
They're not
Disney quality?
They're not going to. They might do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it might actually have effect on the continuity.
Oh yeah, people are like, I need a show with what's the agents dude?
Darcy Lewis and Jimmy something. James Lee, Jimmy Lee.
Why do you want that?
I don't know.
But on Disney's end, they're obviously not gonna be like, yeah, let's throw money in that. No. I mean, sure, if you want it, you want it, but that ain't for me.
X-Files type show with.
But that would be an ABC sort of. Secret Shield, whatever Agents it's called, type show.
Big Agents of Shield vibes.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody's gonna watch it, so Disney's not gonna throw money at it.
Poor Coulson.
Oh yeah, he was cloned in that show, right?
It wasn't a clone. So listen to this. Prepare yourself. Strap in.
Oh my god, I'm so ready.
So Coulson, for real, died.
Yeah.
And they brought him back with an experimental procedure, where he was infused with Kree blood. And they operated on him while he was still conscious, and it caused him an immeasurable amount of pain. And it
they could have just let him die, bro. They could have just let him be dead.
That's basically what. And he was like traumatized after that. And they called it Project Tahiti, and he didn't even realize what happened because they wiped his brain. And they were like, Coulson, where'd you go? And he was just like, oh, I just went to Tahiti.
Did they say Kree blood in the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So do you think anybody watching that show was like, Kree? Oh my God, Kree blood?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah, I think only the tippy top nerds were staying in tune with Agents.
I don't even know if the tippy top nerds watched that show. Let's be honest here.
I think they were the only ones.
I think the casuals watched that show because it was an ABC show. They were like, I just finished watching Glee. Why might as well watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know them from those movies. So back to WandaVision.
Yeah, just overall great show. Just a fun time.
I think it's a pretty solid show. It is a fun time.
It's fun.
The last 4 episodes.
The last episode was sad though. It was a tearjerker.
Sure, I don't know.
Oh my god, you freaking robot!
I've seen sadder things in shows, so this is like okay, sure, I guess. I do like the Stark weapons cameo. That's always cool. I like seeing Stark weaponry, Stark Industries weaponry, and she stopped it with her mind because his shit always works.
Okay, so I love a good retcon. I think some of the best things in comics come from retcons. Wolverine originally just had metal claws, and that was a part of his mutant abilities, and then they were like, wait, he actually had bone claws, and he had a procedure.
He got the adamantium.
And he was also around for like ever. He's super old. And it was like, what? That's new. Jean Grey with the Phoenix Force, also amazing retcon. And I think this is our first really important MCU retcon going forward with Wanda, because it was like, is she a mutant? Is she not a mutant?
Okay.
Did the Mind Stone activate her powers, and are the Infinity Stones going to activate all the rest of the mutants? Is she the first mutant? But I kind of like the path that they're taking, because of course they had suboptimal conditions, right? But making Wanda just a witch and not a mutant, I think that's the best course of action they could have took. Unless, of course, at the end they're just like, actually, I'm a mutant, and my sons are the first mutants, and I'm gonna make more mutants.
At some point, because they're gonna make these movies forever, and they're gonna change all these other stuff in the future.
My issue is, and I think somewhere along the lines, however many dozen years and decades along the lines this is, they might reset the whole continuity now that they have, all their.
I think they could easily do that.
All their characters, all their eggs in one basket, and then they could just,
Kevin Feige at his next conference goes, yo, now we get fucky. You thought you knew the Avengers.
Oh man, but this is it's going good, and I think the Marvel Universe is in good hands under Kevin Feige.
That was a really nice apartment for Sokovia. I expected something a lot more dumpy.
If you look in their crib and you look outside,
it was like fully furnished, great. Like it was all clean.
I was like, dang, maybe I should look at properties in Sokovia. But,
and then gunfire.
Let's be honest, the Sokovians are probably racist. Have you seen the way Wanda is interacting with Monica?
Yeah,
I feel like
she ain't never seen somebody brutal. Like that. Even on the Avengers, the only 2 black guys were War Machine and Falcon.
She was slamming them around during Civil War, so that's neither here nor there.
Bryan Cranston made a cameo in that episode, and he stole the show, like he always does, because he's Bryan Cranston.
I think nobody stole the show for that episode. That was a really balanced. I think WandaVision and Agatha had really good moments.
We didn't talk about it. What's Quicksilver up to, or whoever he is?
Dog. it's such a headache because on that cliffhanger at the end of episode 5, I believe, it was like, stop the presses. Oh my God. We get in. That's how they bring in mutants.
It meant a lot.
Pluck them from the multiverse, right?
Okay.
Now it's looking more like that's just a random dude who was in Westview with Evan Peters' face. Which, if we're being honest, as far as the whole multiverse goes, that makes sense. Because if you spin it like, and you're going into the previous movies like what you're doing with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, right? Chris Evans was the Human Torch.
Bro. That's not happening, bro.
Chris Evans was the Human Torch, so clearly face swaps
those don't count. I don't know what movies you're talking about, bro.
But
Michael B. Jordan, he was only Killmonger. He was never in anything else.
But and thinking about it, like, I would rather have Evan Peters as Mephisto or Nightmare than as Quicksilver. In my opinion, I would rather have him as one of those.
I don't understand. Like for the rest of the really.
Yeah, I think he would play a better devilish, fiendish type character than just a fast one. And I have my issues with Quicksilver. There's this guy, I forget. I think the video is titled "How Quicksilver Ruined Speed."
I made that one.
And
glad you like it.
I completely agree with the points he was making. And after Days of Future Past, speedsters almost exclusively were just a compilation of time in a bottle sequences with like the clock stoppers, and it wasn't actually super speed.
I was watching Sonic the Hedgehog movie recently, and they do that exact same scene in the bar,
and it's like, yo, they do it multiple times.
They do that exact scene,
and it's like, bro, this is it super speed or is it just slowing down time? And so the issue with that is it erases all danger from the protagonist, because it's just
Quicksilver
like,
in the X-Men movies.
Time, bro.
Quicksilver in the X-Men movies was stupid overpowered. There was no reason why he was just saving everybody.
Too fast. And I feel like the whole clock stopper scene, it should only be used as like a garnish, and the like maybe once or twice in a movie to be like, whoa, now we're seeing from their perspective. But I think to this day still, as much as I love the Evan Peters Quicksilver scene, that is amazing, but I don't think it makes for a good and sustainable character long term. I think the best depiction of a speedster was Flash in Incredibles. Dash in Incredibles.
Dash or Robert Parr.
Yeah. And that scene where he's going through the jungle, and it's fast paced, it's speed, it's action. That's how speed and super speed should be. And he had that whole, he was figuring out and discovering the powers where he walks on water.
So when are you gonna tell me who he is?
I think he's either a regular guy or Mephisto.
So no Fox X-Men.
I'm not.
That's it.
I don't want that, because
it's out of the picture.
If you bring over him, you could bring over anybody else, and you're not gonna only bring over Quicksilver. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
And honestly, I don't want any of them to play the characters again. Any of them.
Me either. But
literally.
I would like to think that the Fox universes, the Raimi whatever the hex, they're still in the MCU. They're just different universes.
I agree.
And they're just there.
Yeah.
Don't mess with them. Yeah. They're just there.
The ones that shall not be named.
Exactly. Yeah. But I like to think that you can just pluck this Quicksilver out and he's here.
But
and
also,
then
like, that's highly unethical.
What do you mean?
He don't got a family. He don't got a sister and a mom. And
he did, but they didn't really care about him.
Yeah, he did.
What makes me wonder is what's Avengers Quicksilver, the actor, what's he been up to?
I want him to come back, honestly.
They could easily just do that, unless he's just like, nope.
You brought back Vision, bring him back. Mom, fix Dad. That was such an awkward scene, and that's what I was like, those kids are not real.
They're not real.
I don't know.
Did you ever think
yes,
that they were real?
Because they're trying to set up the Young Avengers.
Where did they come from, though?
So
she just created them.
So at the end of episode 8, what really made me think that they were real is because at the end of episode 8, Agatha was like, "You're a creature capable of spontaneous creation. You use chaos magic. You are the Scarlet Witch, right?" And so it made her like this whole figure of legend.
Okay.
And I think that's a cool thing. But the spontaneous creation thing, that's what I think the only reason it was difficult to create Vision was because he is an Infinity Stone. And if you notice what she was doing that back bend and creating him.
She was throwing it back. Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed like she was, instead of the Mind Stone just being in his forehead, it was like his whole being. It went throughout his whole system. He was like made from the Mind Stone, right? and that's why he's a lot more emotional and erratic, because he has more of a soul. But and this new version, it has nothing to do with Ultron or Tony. It's just the Mind Stone energy and Wanda's love and memories from him, right?
Oh, you talking about Westview Vision? I thought you was talking about White Chocolate
Vision. That's what we call him. White Chocolate Vision is
he's just robot.
He's robot.
He's just machine.
He has a little bit of Wanda's magic sprinkled in.
Does he now?
Yeah, that's how they brought him back online. They took the missile that they shot at Wanda. Were you not paying attention, bro?
I might have not been. I might have been on my phone.
Dang, it was the end credit scene
of this past episode.
They were like, finally we could bring him back online, and they showed the
yeah, I don't remember.
She dragged back out the drone.
Yeah, I do remember that.
They took that in and they were experimenting on it and tinkering.
I might have blinked during that frame and then regained consciousness when they showed White Chocolate Vision.
So he still has Tony in him. Bruce Banner, Ultron, and he has a little bit of Wanda's magic sprinkled in. Just a tad, just a touch. But that was like pure, raw, red juice that made the Westview Vision. But with the boys, I think Wanda can't necessarily resurrect the dead, but she can create life. Because think about it, they were like, there's no kids in this town? And then there was a whole bunch of kids. So are they going to be the mutants? Who knows? There's just so many theories, and who knows what's gonna be right until we actually see. Because as amazing and incredible as
what if the last episode is the worst episode, bro?
It's possible, but I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not.
I like to think it will be.
Why?
How do you think? How do you think it's gonna? Because it's funny. I can laugh about it. So okay.
We wasted our time.
So do you think?
Weeks of investment in the television?
Do you think it's gonna have a good ending, a bad ending?
I'm positive it's gonna be a cliffhanger.
I'm positive it's gonna be a bad cliffhanger, similar to an Infinity War type. You'll see Scarlet Witch in the new Doctor Strange movie. That was not a bad cliffhanger.
That was an excellent ending.
No. I don't say bad as in like, oh, that shit suck. I mean bad as in like, oh, that's tough.
I agree. I agree.
Yes, like something detrimental is gonna happen to Wanda that we're then gonna resolve in Doctor whatever the hell it's called. Which leads me to my next point.
Please.
My mom is a big fan of the Marvel movies. She has yet to see the show.
Really?
And I don't know when she's going to see the show because she doesn't have Disney Plus. I'm using somebody else's Disney Plus, and I don't even know if we can add more people to that because I think you're a part of that Disney Plus now.
Yeah, but here's what I did with my family. I only have the one account that she added. Shout out to Caroline. Thank you so much. We put it on the computer that's connected to my TV. We have a computer connected to the big TV in the living room. So then we just look it up and we all watch it at once together. It's a nice little family bonding experience. And
I don't like watching stuff with my family.
It's been a nice little bonding experience. She like my brother's always been invested in comic books as much as I have. He has a lot of action figures still to this day. My sister, she follows everything. She's watched all the Marvel movies, so she knows what's going on. But my mother, she kind of was just like, she really enjoyed Black Panther as much as every black person in America did. But she's really loving the Scarlet Witch character.
I didn't finish my point.
Sorry. Did you lose
I just realized. No. I almost did though.
Yeah,
okay. So how many people do you think when the new Doctor Strange movie comes out that they're gonna sit there and Scarlet Witch is gonna come out with whatever outcome happens in the next episode, and they're just gonna be like, I don't understand.
A lot, but at the same time, I don't think Kevin Feige and the people at Disney were expecting as many people that watch WandaVision as they did. You know what I mean? Because like the ratings are through the roof for WandaVision. Every time an episode drops, Twitter is WandaVision, Agatha Harkness, Scarlet Witch trending all day, memes and all that, just as much as if a Marvel movie dropped. You know what I mean? So while I think the only people who aren't going to be like aware are like, you know, older people who don't have Disney Plus subscriptions or don't have the know-how to just get on the internet and pirate it.
Well, because now you're almost kind of, you have to, it's a requirement now to just be like, not only do you gotta watch the movies, you gotta watch this sub show.
But that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I don't feel like any of the changes in WandaVision have like drastic like if you didn't watch WandaVision, you would still understand what's happening in Multiverse of Madness.
But we don't know if that's fully true yet. We haven't seen the last episode yet.
Thus far, yes. And the entire Westview bubble thing is going to be undone by the end of the episode. I think this series was literally just for us to understand more about Scarlet Witch's character. What if this whole show has just been an advertisement for the next Doctor Strange movie and it's going to end? This whole show has been a dream, bro. Or a nightmare.
What if we're in the Matrix?
Yeah, that's what Westview
Which is a great segue to my next point. Mm-hmm. I recently watched all 3 Matrix movies in preparation for Matrix 4 that's coming out supposedly this year.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I don't believe it. I think it's going to get delayed at some point, but I'd like to believe that it comes out at the end of this year.
Thoughts?
Have you seen all 3 of them?
Yeah.
Are you fans of all 3 of them? How would you rank them?
Reloaded's a stinker.
Reloaded's the 3rd one?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my ranking, and I might catch a little flack for this.
Ooh.
3 is the 3rd one. The 3rd one was definitely the worst.
Yeah.
2nd is the first one.
Why'd you do it?
First one is the 2nd one.
Why'd you do? Sure. I don't, because it's usually like 3rd, right, is the worst, right, and then you say, I like the first one, the 2nd best, and I like the 2nd the most.
That's not what I said.
No, you said.
What did I say?
You said 3rd is the worst.
I said 3rd is the worst.
Then you said 2nd is the first one.
Yeah, the first one is my 2nd best.
No, you said the 2nd one is your favorite. You said like that.
I put the 2nd one on top.
Yeah. And then you said...
I don't know what you're getting at,
dude. The first one is 2nd.
I think you're just trying to sabotage. You're trying to gaslight me, bro.
Sure, yeah. So I'm Zaza-lighting you right now, bro.
So okay. The first one, I saw it last summer, and I told you, I think I said it on the podcast. Yeah. I saw it last summer. Mm-hmm. I wasn't that big of a fan, but I respected it. I understood. Yeah. I understood.
You understand the influence.
Exactly. The influence, and it was just such a movie of its time. Mm-hmm. Like, I could just imagine being in the movie theater in 1999, decked out in my leather jacket and shades, being like, oh my God, this is the future. This is gonna be the future. What if we are in the Matrix? What if this is all a simulation? And it was super badass.
It's a documentary.
You're right. If it was super badass. But me watching that 20 years later on my bed in my little TV, and I was like, man, I'm not feeling this, but I get it. Mm-hmm. I also thought it was really cheesy with Keanu Reeves being not that great of an actor and his freaking... I know
Will Smith was supposed to be Neo, apparently.
I know Kung Fu. And Morpheus goes, show me, with his Morpheus voice.
But that was a cool scene still.
I don't think it is at all.
That was a cool scene to me.
Where they fight in the training program.
Yeah, that was cool to me.
I don't think that's a cool scene. And I think it's a necessary scene, though.
I think 2 by far has the best fight scenes.
2, it was my favorite. 2, I was strapped to the TV. I was this shit is
that's
awesome.
The thing. It does what any good sequel does, is it continues the plot, but it expands the world.
It was such a perfect sequel to me, because the first one, the first one was a clear. Now watching the 3rd one, it made me respect the first one more, because the 3rd one is definitely the worst. Mm-hmm. But the first one, it's a clear, concise story.
Yes.
Modern day regular man who works for a boring company wants more. He knows that there's more than just human life. He gets a message from Morpheus and Orpheus and whoever. He goes into the Matrix, but then there's the antagonist, Agent Smith, Mr. Anderson, who's like,
I think that's the coolest scene in the whole.
Who's like, series. I need to stop you because I know that you're the one that's gonna stop us, so I'm gonna stop you now before you even have a chance. Before you even get a chance.
Yes, channel your inner Takashi.
So. The first one is all about that, and I respect it for that, for just that one story.
The groundwork.
It for sure did. It added a little bit too much with a little bit, but I get it. He literally, you had to fit all that training into his brain in like a 10-minute sequence. So I understand it. The second one, it was just like, take all you know, but then we add the key master or whatever the hell his name was, the key dude. Then you got the French dude with his sexy girlfriend, and then Agent Smith. You remember, he could split and multiply into a whole bunch of people, so now he's even stronger. And it's just like that whole sequence when they're on the highway and they're on the freighter and they're fighting, and Morpheus is like, Neo, I could use some help, and then he flies in and it's just like, whoa, that shit was crazy, bro. And then the third one happens. It's not that good.
Yeah.
But the third one just
there is no spoon.
There is no, yeah. What happened to the spoon boy?
I'm gonna get a spoon tattooed on my neck.
And then the second one.
Yeah, where's they asking him for
the
help?
spoon boy, bro? Then the second one, just like the Oracle. That was her last movie. Rest in peace, because she passed away shortly after. She's like, baby, I know what you gotta do. I can't tell you the answers though. You gotta find it out yourself. And Neil's like, what good are you then? And so, but then he finds it out himself, and he saves the world in the third one. Granted, in a really stupid way. And now he's spoilers for the Matrix series. Sorry if you haven't watched this freaking movie. Right. So yeah, Matrix 3, he goes blind, and then Trinity dies again, but this time she dies for real. But I don't understand, because not only did they,
I don't remember 3 very much,
because it's not that good. It's not that memorable. But she dies twice in these movies, because the second one he envisions her dying, and then he's like, I have to stop it. But he does stop it. He takes the bullet, he goes inside of her, bro, and he takes the bullet.
And that's
out.
my thing about it, right? And this is what led to Matt Pat's whole conspiracy theory about how they're still in the Matrix when they're out of the Matrix. Bro, if he's the one and he can control everything within the Matrix, how did he save her? They're out of the Matrix. What's going on? You just go with it. The power of friendship and true love.
So she takes the bullet in the second one, and she's like, oh, I'm okay, we're good. But then she dies again in the third one, but this time Neo's like, I can't save you. Sorry. But this time, because he's blind, remember, he has a stupid thingamabob. So she dies, but then he gets sad for like 10 minutes, and then he's like, well, off to save Zion now. And then he goes on with the rest of his life, and it's just like, oh, well, there goes Trinity. I guess she's dead after all these 3 movies. And then he saves Zion, but then he might have died, because at the end he's just like, he's slumped in the chair, and then the Sentinels are just like, okay, we won't mess with you anymore. You killed Agent Smith. So that led me to question, not even believe, why is there a fourth one?
Yeah.
Why are they making a fourth one?
Here's the thing, right? And this is the classic Hotep conspiracy theory, but actually
Hotep's
true,
Matrix.
Right? No. Listen, they stole the Wachowskis. They stole that story from a black woman writer, right? And that's why it's kind of a stinker. They kind of just
they made it themselves. Yeah. That's funny.
Same woman. She wrote the Terminator thing. She's a genius, but stolen. You know.
Okay.
So maybe she has the real Matrix 3 tucked away somewhere.
And that's just going to be Matrix 4?
I don't know. Maybe they stole...
They're going to retcon. They're going to retcon Neo being blind. They're going to retcon Trinity dying, even though... But then if they retcon Trinity dying, she's still going to die again in Matrix 4. But this time for super real.
I have low hopes for Matrix 4.
I'm excited for it, but I'm not like, I don't think it's going to be that great. And then Keanu Reeves, he's on the older side, so I don't really understand how they're going to be like, he was all young and spry in the 2000 whatever movie, and now he's like a 50-year-old man. They would have to, or unless he's just been in that slump position for the past like 20 years. And then that's how they...
Is Lawrence Fishburne in it?
That's a great point. I didn't even think about Lawrence Fishburne. I would assume he's in it, but here's my problem with Lawrence Fishburne's Morpheus. So in the first movie, the whole thing before Neo becomes Neo, they're like, Morpheus, he's the one. If you want something, you got to go through Morpheus. Then he just gets his ass kicked multiple times.
He was just he gave him 500 body shots, and he was just coughing up blood.
He gets washed in the first movie.
Yeah,
he gets something stuck in his neck, and
bro.
then the next 2 movies, he's just kind of like, he just gets shit on in the next 2 movies. Then the third movie, they saved the day.
I want to see where they punch so many times so fast. It's funny to me. It's funny when you know he's gonna survive. You know,
If you don't know, you're just like, oh my god, Morpheus,
like,
no.
His ass.
It's like watching your dad get beat up by a bully. It really is.
Watching your dad get punched in the chest 500 times.
Jada Pinkett comes out in the second one, and they have like a love
delicious.
relationship, her and Morpheus, but then they never do anything with it because she's with some other dude. And then like the head, is that Chiwetel Ejiofor? That's also in that movie.
I don't remember.
I don't think so. It might be another dude.
It looks like
it looks like him. Some other dude.
And I think he's in Justice League. He's a
yes,
general.
he's gonna be Martian Manhunter. That dude. He's like, no, you guys suck. You destroyed everything. Meanwhile, half of the Zion population is just dead now because of Sentinel. And Morpheus just gets crapped on the rest of all 3 movies. He gets crapped on. He has like a good 20 minutes of shine when he's training Neo, and then that's it. He just gets beat. He gets almost beat to death. He gets stuff plugged into him.
Yo, he's getting stuffed.
Yeah, he's just getting stuffed, bro.
Nah. Speaking of the guy who's playing Martian Manhunter, Justice League, Snyder Cut, it's coming.
Is that where we left off? Is that what we were talking about?
We're talking about the Matrix, but
we're talking about the Matrix. Okay.
This is the excellent transition.
Yes, it's the excellent transition.
And you know what? I'm gonna restart because you ruined it.
Okay, sure.
Speaking of the guy who played the Martian Manhunter, Justice League Snyder Cut is coming out. What are your thoughts on that?
I hope it's bad.
Why do you hope it's bad?
Because I just don't like Zack Snyder, and I hope that he finally gets what he wanted. Well, because that's the thing. This movie is still probably not what he wants. He probably wants more, but the studio's like, we gave you enough, Zack. Be grateful. And I hope it just falls on his ass, because I said this last time. Michael Bay, they all kind of have the same mindset when making movies. They think something that has a lot of explosions, something that's R-rated, something that's mature, that's edgy.
Ruined the Ninja Turtles and the Transformers.
Titties and ass. That's essential to making just one of the world's greatest films. So it's Zack Snyder Cut. That's now 4 hours, I think that's going to be. 4 hours.
4 hours, 1 minute, and 30
4 hours,
28 seconds, I believe.
4 hours, and supposedly a cliffhanger that it's supposed to end off on.
And
that'll probably not get resolved, because there's no way he's making another movie. Yeah. But, you know, it has Jared Leto in it.
That's what everybody.
And he says the thing. He says the thing that.
In a society.
I never got, like, where did that come from?
The memes that came
just
from
memes, right?
Batman.
Just memes.
Yeah.
That's just why. Like, I don't.
Maybe he just did the little meme joke for the trailer.
No, I think that's gonna be a key part. That's probably gonna be like the moment.
Yeah.
Where Joker's like, Bruce, I know your deepest, darkest secrets, Bruce. And then it's supposed to be like the audience is supposed to be like, whoa.
But that's the thing about Joker. He many times has figured out Batman's secret.
But he's never cared. He's just like, fuck it. I don't
want the bat.
Like, I honestly don't want to know.
Yeah.
But see, Zack Snyder doesn't know that. He's like, no, I need to use Joker. I need Joker to know who Batman is, and he needs to use it against him. Through pain, torture, blood, R-rated, and black and white. And
Batman needs to say F word and kill.
And execute a man on camera. ISIS beheading.
Yeah, Batman's going to do an ISIS beheading in the black and white edition.
And Alfred's going to film it.
Yeah, he's going to be the cameraman. He's going to be the director of the ISIS beheading.
Is it R-rated too? I think it might be R-rated.
I believe so.
I think it's supposed to be R-rated. So, and I think it's confirmed Ben Affleck does say fuck in this movie. And
isn't Ray Fisher like done as Cyborg?
How
are they gonna do Flash?
Believe so. Yeah, I think from this point on he's not Cyborg anymore. But for this one he was like, fine, I'll reshoot some scenes and then that's it.
Yeah. But it's not even like they were talking about recasting a Cyborg. They were just like, no more Cyborg.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I doubt it. I'm sure they're gonna bring another Cyborg out, but I just don't think they liked him.
Between the Cyborg and a Black Superman, Justice League looking like the NAACP. You heard about that too, right?
The who?
They trying to do a reboot of Superman
with Michael B. Jordan,
a black Superman. Yeah,
which is probably just like you could get somebody better.
Yeah, he's not a very good actor.
Oh, really? Okay, so because when I said
whoa, that's I take that back. That's a lot. If you look at just Black Panther, he wasn't really acting.
Really? Because when I said that when that movie came out, I got shit for.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it through rose tinted.
I got shit for
it's
when I
Black
was like,
Panther, bro. I wore a dashiki to the premiere. Come on, it's
your
different.
whole family did. Yeah.
It's. I was hyped. Clearly.
Listen, Fruitvale Station is still a very good movie. Probably you shouldn't see it.
Yeah, I'm not watching no black trauma movies.
Yeah,
I was talking about
that's
this
a movie
recently.
where you see it once and that's it. You don't need to see it anymore.
Today is the last day of Black History Month, but not really because we're gonna make it a Black History year. I completely agree with that. The dude was just like, why does Black History Month only have to be February? How about we march on May? Abolitionist April.
Create your own calendar.
Yeah, all black.
That'd be pretty cool.
Black History Year every year.
But what would you still? Would you? What about like holidays? Would you just create new holidays, or would you still institute like Christmas, Valentine's Day?
I think new holidays. I think
new
that's
holidays.
A good idea
Okay. Well, with Christmas, you could just put in Kwanzaa. You don't have to. Or would you create a new Kwanzaa?
Kwanzaa Part 2 ain't black enough. Kwanzaa Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. But my main issue with Black History Month, right? We should be talking about Black history all the time. Black history is American history, especially since you stole people from another continent. I think that's just baseline, right? In school, this has been a consistent thing. We both went to the same public schools, but I feel like we spent 3 weeks learning about the Boston Massacre, but learned nothing of like the atrocities that happened in Belgium. Slavery was like a 2-week unit. The entirety of slavery.
The extent to our Black history knowledge was we went on a trip to go see Selma when it came out in 2016.
Black history, and that's the thing. Even in school, Black history was just Martin Luther King marching in peanut butter. Like it's a lot deeper than that, and I think it should be like definitely at the very least. Black history needs to be in school curriculums throughout the entire year.
I agree. And
especially in places like New York and Brooklyn, where a majority of the students in the classroom are black. It's ridiculous.
I agree. And that's why I'm excited 20 to 30 years from now to open a history textbook to see what they've added.
It's going to be a hologram of DOOMCAST podcast episode 38.
It's going to be this exact speech you just said on page 166. But it's only just going to be a small excerpt. It's not even going to be a whole page.
They're going to take it out of context. Yeah. They're going to miss it.
It's just going to be you saying black people are better. Then that's
it's going to get it badly. But man, this has been a tough Black History Month just because of, the state America's in, as ghetto as America is. It seems like things are getting worse by the day. Prayers out to Texas. Oh my God.
How they been recently? So, they kind of stopped talking about it for a while.
I don't have any peoples out there that I'm like, keeping in touch with, checking it up on them. So I don't really know. But just from what the news is saying, like what's happening is the houses aren't very well insulated because they're not expecting cold.
It's Texas. When has it ever snowed in Texas?
The climate is changing, and I don't think anyone could deny that at this point. But what's happening is the water in the pipes are freezing, and of course, when water freezes, it expands. The pipes are bursting. Houses are flooding. And houses are flooding, it's making the interiors of the houses even colder than if they weren't flooded because there's frozen water everywhere. And people are freezing to death within their homes. Someone, I don't know who this quote is from, but someone else said, America is a third world country in a Gucci belt. And I think that perfectly just sums up what's going on.
A fake
right
Gucci belt. I don't even think
it's a Gucci belt copped on Fulton Street.
Yeah.
Like
on one of those kiosks for $5, and it's not even the right size. It says it's
an oversized foo-foo Gucci belt,
but it says a completely different size on the packaging. It says like size medium.
Yeah, broken promise.
Yeah.
Well, Biden is doing drone strikes in Syria when we still haven't gotten our stimulus.
They did approve it
people
though
for no reason.
But they did yesterday. I think they did.
Why haven't I got my Stimmy?
You're probably
Riddle me that.
I don't know. You're gonna have to take it with the
Why
big
should
man
I
upstairs,
pay taxes
bro.
when Biden still owes me $2,000?
Speaking of taxes, I paid my taxes yesterday by myself with a calculator and a pencil. Yeah, it's actually pretty.
How much of a refund are you getting, bro?
It's actually pretty easy because I think more people should do their own taxes because you get the most amount that you can.
How much money did you get on the refund, bro?
More than enough. More than enough. That's all I said. I'm joking.
This
IRS,
is gonna be in the
please.
textbook right
IRS,
next to the
please.
excerpt. Like, this is the first thing that caused the IRS to open the case against Gilberto Cosme.
IRS, I'm joking.
I
I used H&R Block. I had a wonderful woman. And they're not even finished yet because I sent it to her late and she's like, it's the weekend.
I'll
do
just
this
send
on
a picture
Monday.
of your W-2
forms, yeah. And she's like, all right, I'll let you know when this is done if I have more
They
questions.
do it for free?
H&R Block, no, you have to pay.
How much?
It depends. I think it's like $100 to $200. TurboTax says they're free, but on easy taxes. I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah. So nobody's taxes.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you just worked a minimum wage job for over 5 months, I guess. I don't know. I did receive a letter from the IRS the other day.
Same.
Well, it doesn't matter what it says. It's a letter from the IRS. And if anybody doesn't know, the IRS is somebody that you never want to receive a letter from because it's, when do they have anything good to say? So I opened it. The first thing my eyes saw was $600. And I said, this is my Joker arc. This is how I turn. But it turns out it was actually just, it was, no. It was them notifying me that I was getting the $600 stimulus check that I got last month, but I'm just now receiving the letter that they're giving it to me.
That's so dumb.
So they scared the crap out of me for no reason. So thank you, IRS. You're my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I think my Joker my Joker arc, my villain origin story is gonna have to do with the fact that I'm doing a completely online semester. I don't have a job. Every time I open up the analytics for our channel, that adds to the villain arc. My God.
Well, not recently. Recently, we've been pretty good.
But here's the thing: you're saying pretty good. I wasn't looking at the analytics before. I was more just focused on, okay, I like what the direction we're going in. We're getting better at what we're doing and focusing on the product, right? We're pushing. This is the product, right? But I don't know. I
don't understand what you're saying. Yeah,
but just like the viewer retention.
Okay. Well, that's that's the one thing that's always gonna be on the down low. I mean, unless
Gilbert, I think that.
Cut the camera. Stop. I think that's the one thing that's always going to be, unless you're like a how-to video. That's like, if you make anything, the viewer retention, they're always going to skim to the best parts of the video.
I'm not even really thinking. We're not seeing any of the analytics for any of the other creators we're seeing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like their viewer retention. We see Joe Rogan does a podcast, it'll get like 100 million views, right? But we're not seeing how many people stop at the 10-minute mark.
And that's why they make clip channels where they just cut out the best parts. Post those, make more money off the clips channel because they're the most important, most entertaining parts of the video out of the 1 to 2 hour video that they release. Because
we're gonna start doing that.
Maybe, possibly.
Second channel?
I don't know. Maybe in the future, but that's just pretty much it, man.
But
to the new 14 people that are here, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, besties.
I hope you enjoy what you have been watching. I hope you enjoy what you will be watching in the future. All aboard the DOOMROOM.
And I say besties. Besties isn't everybody. Besties is only subscribers. And if you've stayed with us this long throughout the video, why not give us a subscribe?
I agree.
Like even.
I agree.
You probably enjoyed yourself if you're hanging along this long.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Definitely like and subscribe.
I will say, which is
comment even.
I will say, which is good news. Our videos that get the highest viewer retention are the podcast.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Which is probably the videos that you would want to have the most viewer retention, because the Let's Plays, just have them on the background, ha ha ha, laugh once. Okay, I'll watch this later.
They're really fun to make, and they're fairly easier to make than
they're
the
a
podcast.
lot easier to make than the podcast,
So-
which is why you get a new video of the Let's Plays almost every day.
Almost every day. If it's not, it's because I didn't come over to record.
No. There's a couple reasons. Either I'm just not feeling it. I don't really want to edit, or we don't have any footage to put out, which has been the case recently. Yeah. But yo, check your sub box right now, bro. I bet you find something crazy.
Bro. And speaking of something crazy, we're approaching the 100 subscriber mark.
We are almost there. We are, I think, 9 away.
Yes,
we're 9 away. Within a matter of like a week. We were at 77 2 weeks ago.
I don't know about you, but I've definitely been putting more energy into promotion recently, and it's clearly been showing.
It has, for sure. And
Twitter clips, Instagram clips,
I hate promoting because it's depressing when you get nothing out of it.
Nah.
To me, it
one
is.
thing about Forex, I got okay with getting no's.
Okay, sure,
You feel me?
sure.
Nobody wanted to do that. But yeah, once we hit the 100 subscriber mark, we have something planned. Can I say it?
I don't even know what it is.
We planning a giveaway.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, we are planning to give away $500 of V-Bucks to the $100 of V-Bucks.
Let's relax.
200.
We'll announce
V-Bucks.
what the actual prize is once we hit the 100 subscriber mark in the next podcast.
But I will say, if you're an investor of Bitcoin, you should be excited. I'm joking. Dogecoin,
yo, to the moon,
bro.
The amount of to the moon tattoos I've seen.
I'm glad that shit's over. I'm glad that whole week of just like.
Well, at the same time, and I don't want the podcast to be too long, but if we got something
we're
to
ending
say,
up. We're wrapping it up
why
here.
not say it, you know? And I feel like this usually happens towards the end of the podcast. We get that second win, that burst of energy. But I actually like that whole like 2 week long period where everyone was getting into investing, not because people were investing, but well, yes, because the little guy was winning.
For sure.
And it was crazy to see, because during that time I was actually interning, and the internship is over. Woo! Yeah, let's clap it up for that. Internship's done. I finished it. I didn't get fired, guys.
He fired himself.
But I finished the internship. It was at the private branch of the Bank of America, and it was crazy because in the meetings, hearing them speak while that was happening, they were freaking out, because it's essentially they were gaming the system for years, and then when the working class people, they realize, oh, we can actually
do this too. Yeah.
They go, no, that's not how we're supposed to do it.
Now, in retaliation, Jelani will be now leaking all company secrets.
Don't even say that.
He's learned.
Don't even say that, because I had to be really. They don't take that very lightly. The whole cybersecurity.
Well, it's great that you're not a part of it now, and we can now joke about it.
Hopefully, they're not still watching me.
Maybe they're at the 14 subscribers.
All 14 subscribers are vacant plays. Imagine.
So
yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this wonderful episode
of
the DOOMCAST podcast.
Did you?
I did. Today was definitely the nerdiest podcast we've done in a very long time.
In a long time since maybe we saw
Endgame, probably. Yeah, Endgame, probably. We went back to our roots, I guess.
And you said Endgame was the stepping off point, but you liked Wandavision.
I mean, I didn't say I wasn't gonna like Wandavision. I just said that. And I'm still not as invested as you are. You jack off to conspiracy theories. Right, so
said all that,
I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but
like just spreading my secrets.
But if you guys wanna look into conspiracy theories on the Doom Room, they're out there somewhere. You could probably find our birth certificates, social security numbers, tax ID numbers,
evidence for Gilbert's just completely fraudulent tax behaviors. And
just something to that nature. I left a comment somewhere.
You can piece together
our expenses. Everything that we buy are our OnlyFans subscriptions that really just rack up by the month. Make your own videos, send them to us, and we'll react to them. But thank you everybody for watching. This has been episode 38 of the Doomcast podcast. Yeah. This is episode 38, yes, right? Sir. Okay. We've been stuck in the 30s. We're in the roaring 30s, bro.
Yeah, it feels like we've been in the 30s for a long time, but at the same time,
it's been a year. It's legit.
It's hours of us talking in the 30s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. This is our hell. So once you finally subscribe, we could get out of this hell and live wonderful worlds. Yeah. So if you haven't already,
40s. This is our flop era.
This is our flop era. Yeah. What do you mean?
Like we down bad a little bit, but once we break through into that 40s, that 100 subscribers, and
this is the lowest. And no.
Meteoric rise.
This isn't even the low part. This might have been one of our highlights of our career so far. Actually. I would say our flop is when we were speaking into an iPad every week.
That was our humble beginnings, bro.
Yeah, you can't even consider it a flop. So
no, but at that time, just the idea of someone else besides just us listening to it was fantastic, and it still is.
It still is, for sure.
Someone could sit down and listen to my voice for that long it's thanks, definitely. And I know it's corny, but and I didn't really understand until I started creating content myself, but we really couldn't do it without the fans.